Again, I'm not saying there's nothing wrong for wanting more for yourself, but there is a difference when you're worshiping yourself, which often encourages people to prioritize their desires, their ambitions, their image over any and everything else, especially in relationship to Jesus. This pursuit of fame, personal fulfillment, and validation has become a modern day tower of Babel that people build to elevate themselves. The culture celebrates self love in many ways that often excludes Jesus. Jesus said, I am love. So, how are you self loving without Jesus? It promotes the idea that everything revolves around your feelings, ambition, and happiness. This mindset can lead to a society that prioritizes yourself over Jesus and over other people, which ultimately is fostering an idea of isolation, confusion, and emptiness, mirroring, scattering, in the division seen at Babel. True self-love starts with loving Jesus first. Biblically, self-love is not about glorifying yourself. It's not, but rather recognizing our worth through Christ Jesus, who loved us first, according to 1 John 4:19. Jesus taught that the greatest commandments are to love your God with all your heart, all your mind, all your body, all your soul, all your strength, and to love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22:37-39. True self-love flows from understanding that our identity and value comes from Jesus, not from self-promotion or society validation. When we put Jesus first, we aligned our hearts with his will, and we see ourselves as he sees us, which is loved, redeemed, and called to glorify him. How do you expect to get to heaven when you don't want to worship him now? What do you think we're going to be doing in heaven? What do you going to think we're going to do on the earth once everything is renewed? We're not worshiping you, and you can't worship yourself. This kind of love leads us to humility, gratitude, and service to others, in contrast to the self-centered ambition seen in Babel and in today's culture. And this ultimately led to their failure. The people of Babel failed because their unity was rooted in rebellion against Jesus. They sought to worship themselves, relying on human effort and ambition rather than seeking Yahweh's guidance and submitting to his authority. Their downfall came when Yahweh confused their language and breaking their ability to collaborate and communicate. This confusion was both a judgment and an act of mercy. This is good. It says judgment. Their pride and rebellion were halted, but the mercy was by scattering them, because he prevented further sin and reminded them that their dependence is on him. That's good. So his intentions at Babel shows that he opposes the proud but gives grace to the humble, according to James 4:6. It is a warning against the dangers of self-worship and a call to trust in his plan rather than our own. So in relationship to reading this Tower of Babel account, it parallels our current generation and how obsessed it is with self-love, and highlights the importance of redirecting our love and focus towards Jesus. When we love Jesus first, we find true purpose, true identity, and true fulfillment, avoiding the confusion and division that comes from worshiping ourselves. Amen. That's so good.